Power to the people. The future of entertainment. Make giants are battering for viewers' attention. There will be blood. 媒体巨头都在吸引用户的眼球，这场竞争将是血淋淋的。In Hollywood lingo, Disneyland launched HOT on Blizzard Day as Disney called the eve of television streaming service debut on November 12th. A massive marketing campaign reached a climax. Buses in the theme parks were wrapped in ads. Employees in Disney shops wore QR codes for people to sign up with smartphones, and ABC's Dancing with Stars trailed the excitement to come. By the end of the first day, 10 million people had signed up, beyond Disney's highest expectations. It said the service struggled to cope. The company rushed to fix the glitches. Viewers devoted the Mandalorian, a specially made live-action Star Wars spin-off, for just $6.99 a month. Viewers in America, Canada, and the Netherlands can now tap the world's most valuable entertainment category, as well as new original content. They can watch anything from Snow White to Avenger Endgame, and thanks to Disney's $61 billion acquisition this year of 21st Century Fox, all 662 episodes of The Simpsons. Beyond the scenes, a new recommendation algorithm hooked up enough user data in a few hours to start sending millions of personalized viewing suggestions, says Kevin Mayer, who runs Disney International and direct-to-consumer business, including Disney Plus. Going into on-demand streaming is an ethical shift for the 96-year-old company. Like its Hollywood rivals, it has built an empire on controlling access to films and TV shows, which were released in drips and drops on cinema screens, broadcast networks, and cable channels. That model, the entertainment industry has concluded, is no longer viable in the internet age. In October, AT&T, which owns Warner Media, the former Time Warner, unveiled HBO Max, as well as two other valuable content, including the libraries of Warner Brothers, New Line Cinema, and Japan Studio Ghibli, plus new original shows. NBC Universal will pair with Peacock, a mainly ad-supported streaming platform, also expect next year. Small services such as CBS All Access and Showtime has already piped in. On November 1st, Apple, a tech giant with entertainment aspirations, launched Apple TV Plus, all streaming service with several standard original shows. We're surprised it took them all so long. Chris Ted chief content official of Netflix, which began the streaming revolution in 2007. But now they are here. It is, in the words of Brand Roberts, chief executive of Comcast, a cable behind which owns NBC University. An important moment as many parties across both industries enter the competition for content creation. The competition should benefit consumers, who can expect a surfeit of higher quality fare. For media companies and their shareholders, it will be brutal. Billions of dollars will get poached, some ending with be happier than others. The entertainment business original script was simple. People pay for cinema tickets to watch films, and advertisers pay networks for access to views of their TV shows. That began to change in 1990s. Hit series like The Sopranos and Sex and the City on HBO, a cable channel that's owned by Time Warner, provide people will pay extra for completing television. But HBO still rely on sequential releases of weekly episodes. It was also a wholesale proposition sold in a bundle of pay TV channels. The Big Bang, says Barry Diller, chairman of IAC, who in 1986 founded Fox Broadcasting as a rival to the three incumbent free-to-air networks. ABC, CBS, and NBC came in the middle 2000s with Netflix and soon after Amazon Prime Video, the e-commerce giant streaming service. The industry's initial response to the challenges was to pour in crowd juries. Netflix paid hundreds of millions of dollars for rights to stream beloved sitcoms like Friends or The Office. HBO struck deals with Amazon to supply with programming such as 6 Feet Under. This allowed the streaming upstarts to prop up subscribers and spread on more content. In time, they began producing their own programs. Notably, in 2013, with House of Cards, Netflix released the entire first season of its political drama at once, unleashing in the age of binge watching. Meanwhile, the rest of the business was being shaped in other ways. Many media groups were folded into vertical integrated conglomerates that controlled both the production and the distribution of content. In 2013, Contact completed its purchase of NBC Universal. In 2015, AT&T, a telecom company, bought DirecTV, a satellite firm, and in 2018 paid $85 billion for Time Warner, owner of HBO and Warner Brothers Studio. Disney introduced vertical integration but expanded horizontally. Its mega deal with 21st Century Fox was the fourth for its boss, Bob Lake, who had earlier snapped up Packers, Lucasfilm, and Marvel Entertainment, home of Marvel comedies. This flurry of consolidation creates a handful of giant content owners with massive back categories and a willingness to spend heavily on old show and new programming. In October, HBO Max reportedly agreed to pay over $5 million for the American rights to air 23 old series and 3 new ones of South Park, a satirical cartoon owned by Viacom. It was one of the biggest on-demand licensing deals of all time. It was the same rights went for $192 million 4 years ago. As one media executive put it, it's more than a hit of admiration. Entity is now screwing around. Since 2010, just 3 groups, Warner Media, Disney, and Netflix, had put a total of $250 billion into programming. As content-related cost has surged, the lucrative old business rescinded. Netflix has more viewers and have made viewers less willing to pay over the nose for a big bundle of paid TV channels, which generates margins of around 50% and accounted for as much as 3/4 of profits at medium conglomerates like Time Warner, Disney, Viacom, or News Corporation. Streaming as a standalone business either loses money or at best break even. And Netflix books accounting profits yet to run free cash flow positive. And it has accumulated $12 billion of long-term debts despite making no acquisitions. Medium firms move into streaming have swapped a quarter for a nickel and pay $5 for the privilege, sum up one executive. There are three ways to make streaming pay. Firms can accumulate deep ranks of loyal subscribers at home and abroad. They can raise prices or they can spend less on programming. Winning over millions of subscribers is getting harder. Once consumers have paid for broadband or for a simple bundle of news and sports, it takes only 3 or 4 streaming services at current prices before the bill adds up to not so much less than what they call for the old pay TV. Companies are jumping into streaming in a pink attention economy. No time malingua of medium research. Consumers has no more spare leisure time for new TV apps. Reed Hastings, boss of Netflix, has named Frank Knight's hit video game and sleep at his main competition. In practice, his and other streaming services will probably have to crew viewers away from each other. Even then, customers may not stay. Switching costs are low. People may sign for Disney Plus to see the Madureira leave and then come back a year later for new Marvel films. Building an enormous subscriber base looks hard. What about raising prices? Netflix did so in the spring, when its standard plan went up about $2. There's a chatter that Disney may need to raise its price for Disney Plus soon rather later, but that risk drives subscribers into rival arms. Again, Netflix served as a cautionary tale. In the third quarter, it added just 500,000 American subscribers, 300,000 fewer than expected. Earlier this year, it saw the number decline for the first time in 12 years, and that was before Disney, Apple, and others entered the fray. Globally, Netflix now expects for at 26.5 and 7 million subscribers this year, down from 28.6 million in 2018. 9% of its subscribers growing come from abroad, where it is potentially more expensive to win viewers because of the need to tailor content for each market. That leaves expanding on programming as the last ever level on profits. This says Mr. Roberts of Comcast will need to be pulled back somewhat over time. There is no sign of that yet, according to the Bloomberg Intelligence, a research firm. Average cost of producing a single episode of a script drama is close to $6 billion, twice that goal rate of the 3 or 4 years ago. This year, 6 firms from Disney to Quibi, a short-form mobile video platform, will spend a total of $100 billion on content, according to UBS Bank. This is roughly equal to the sum invested in American oil industry this year. Disney expected its streaming service to break even in 2024, once it reached 60 million to 90 million subscribers. The plan is for 2/3 of these to come from overseas. Some unworthy that the firm could lose money on Disney Plus for years to come. Streaming may encourage a faster rate of cord cutting as people cancel pricey pay TV subscriptions, cannibalizing the company's cable profits. Ms. Lugar has a good at admits that its rival appears to share the sentiment. AT&T expects to invest $2 billion in year one of HBO Max and to earn no revenue at the start. Over time, the hope is investment will go down and revenue will rise. The service is also expected to break even in 5 years. Still, a shakeout looks inevitable. There's much uncertainty about who will be left standing. The prevailing view in industry is that Netflix will be harder to dislodge, as amasses $100 55 million global subscribers and create a brand that appeals to all age and tastes. In the recent purchase of rights to Suffield will help make up for the loss of Friends and The Office, two of most popular shows which AT&T and Comcast respectively, plan to pull from Netflix. It has 47,000 TV episodes and 4,000 films in its American catalog, according to IPO analyst research firm. That is far more than the 7,500 episodes and 500 films that Disney Plus will offer its first year. It will spend $50 billion or so this year on original content. Mr. Sarador says there are no plans to adjust the Netflix strategy in response to all the new competition. Disney, with its must-see show and profit data, the ever of the industry, is also here to stay. So, in all likelihood, it's HBO Max, which can tap its parent company's 170 million customers' relations. We could not do this without AT&T, said Bob Greenblatt, chairman of Warner Media Entertainment, who oversees the group's direct-to-customer business. There's no way that we could do it so easy with tens of millions of people on our own. As with Comcast, whose Peacock service should find a nest in the new media landscape. Entertainment is becoming an important source of revenue for AT&T. The phone giant will also use HBO Max to acquire and retain wireless customers. Small content players such as Disney and Sony Entertainment will have to identify niches. CBS and Viacom are planning arms deal strategy of supplying content to anyone who wants to buy it. Over time, films that can aggregate the various streaming services in bundles with simple interfaces with reap to rewards. Consumers are overwhelmed by the volume of content coming this way. They are increasingly fed up with having to search for shows on various platforms. Internet service providers such as Comcast and Verizon can help curate this video onslaught. Comcast Xfinity Flix, a new service for broadband online customers, for example, offers a seamless way to use more than 100 video and music services. A voice-controlled TV remote can search for, say, an episode in Seinfeld, where Google claims to be a marine biologist. Then there are the technology giants. For them, producing entertainment is not an end in itself, says Matthew Ball, former head of strategy at Amazon Studio. In Amazon case, TV is a way to retain primary subscribers and sell more shows and roles. For Apple, it is about selling hardware and expanding its range of services. Many media executives, particularly the veterans among them, worry about what this means for the future of higher quality content. In their view, much of the film and TV business is now run by clueless outsiders. They set Apple's story to believe in, and its first TV show was meticulously tracked and evidence of novelty. The morning show, a drama about working in television starring Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, get mixed review. This show and the service don't need to exist, concluding Rolling Stone magazine. Despite kudos for backing critical acclaimed shows like Fleabag and the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Amazon's longer recording TV drama draws similar typical views. Apple doesn't know what the fuck they are doing, and Amado no less, conclude a former film studio bigwig. Top management at AT&T wants HBO to produce a lot more programming. In practice, they can include less real field that may